Mr. Carter.
I thank the gentleman for yielding. Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman for Georgia.
Oh my God, this guy's yelling. Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
Yeah? What do you got to
Mr.
say?
Speaker, how is it that we here in Congress, in the face of all the domestic and international crises that we are facing right now, that we're here talking about decriminalizing and descheduling marijuana?
Okay,
Now,
so he just literally summarized the last two guys' talking points of, with all these crises, why are we talking about marijuana? That was literally, as we've said, the last two guys, same fucking point. He just took all of the, like, spectacle out of it and just summarized it real quickly. And you're right, dude. Once again, you're right. Why are we talking about marijuana? We shouldn't be talking about this. This is a no-brainer. We should have already legalized it a long time ago. We should have already decriminalized it. We shouldn't be talking about this shit. We should just fucking legalize.
Damn, you really like that meme I sent you, didn't you?
we're all going to go home this weekend. And what are our constituents going to be talking about? They're going to be talking about the price of gas. They're going to be talking about the price of food. They're going to be talking about the price that they have to pay to heat their homes. They're going to...
And that's fine that that's what they're going to be talking about, but at the same time, like, he's ignoring the fact that there's going to be people who are going home and be like, Dad's still locked up. Dad's still locked up for weed, and we can't pay the fucking bills. What about those people? What about those homes? Oh, no, just the Buddy Carter homes, the ones that have, you know, plenty of money and never have to worry about anything. Those kinds of homes are the ones that he's talking about. Those are the people he wants to protect, not the other kind of homes.
No.
turn on the TV, and what are they going to see? They're going to see in real time Ukrainians being bombed by Russia, fleeing for their life. And what are we doing here in Congress? Talking about marijuana? You got to be kidding me. Mr. Speaker, as you know, I'm a pharmacist. I know addiction.
Are
you?
Wait.
And I've...
Hold up. Hold up. You don't have to know addiction to be a pharmacist.
Let me tell you, chat, I am a retarded cyborg. And I have seen addiction firsthand. I have seen it several times in several people. I know addiction. The exact same, probably better than he does. So I've dealt with those people.
But even then, like you yourself, right? Would you say that you been addicted to a drug?
No, I've never been addicted.
Right.
I actually have a tolerance.
So then you can't.
Chemicals. It's a chemical addiction.
I don't know if I agree with you that you have a tolerance, but sure, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, I would say that you don't have that issue, and so like you can't know what it's like to have that issue. Does that make sense? Like you know what you've seen, and you're empathetic, and you're you can absorb around you, but like to truly know is to go through it. And this guy is trying to say that because he's a pharmacist who went to school and learned about what he was told addiction is, that makes him an addiction expert, and that he knows it, that he truly knows it, but he's never been addicted in his life. The reason that I love listening to people like Hamilton Morris and Carl Hart is because these guys actually use the substances that they talk about. So when they're talking about what it's doing to them, I at least know that it's coming from the mouth of someone who's used it. In fact, Carl Hart himself got him just to do a panel in which he was speaking upon opiate addiction and withdrawal. He himself got himself dependent upon opiates and then made himself go cold turkey so that he could experience the withdrawal symptoms. And he timed it perfectly so that he would be just at the very tail end of his withdrawal symptoms as he gave that speech at the panel. and was able to talk about it from the perspective literally of someone who had just gone through it and recorded all of his results. That is the kind of person I would listen to if he says that he truly knows addiction, not this guy.
Studied addiction. I can tell you, marijuana is nothing more than a gateway drug.
He literally just said, I studied addiction. The school book told me how it works.
Gateway
It leads
drug.
to other, harder drugs. Don't try to justify this by saying, oh, alcohol's a drug and it's legalized.
It is!
That's not what we do. That
Wow.
makes no sense whatsoever.
Wait, what? That's not what we do. Well, yeah, I know that's not what we do. But it does make sense. It doesn't make sense to you.
Right? If it doesn't make sense to him, it doesn't make sense to nobody.
He's literally trying to destroy that. That's exactly what we're going to talk about in that video too. But that's literally what he's trying to destroy, is like that whole argument of like, well, alcohol's a drug, and so why is that? And he's like, well, no, we don't talk about that because that's not what we do.
Mr. Speaker, we had a hearing in the Energy and Commerce Committee. We had 10 parents before us whose children had died due to opioid addiction.
Opioids.
Not 8 out of 10, not 9 out of 10, but 10 out of 10 of those
Also,
parents
why?
said they
Why
smoked
why was that in the energy and commerce?
No, he's about to make his point right here. He's making the point. Look.
Commerce Committee. We had 10 parents before us whose children had died due to opioid addiction. Not 8 out of 10, not 9 out of 10, but 10 out of 10 of those parents said they smoked marijuana.
That's his point.
Okay.
Yeah. So his point is that because they smoked marijuana sometime in their life, according to their parents, he's trying to say that is the slippery slope that then led to their opiate addiction. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous thing that he said. He's saying that it's ridiculous what's being said, but he is the one being ridiculous. I don't understand that slippery slope argument whatsoever. It's just a tried and true gateway drug nonsense. And it's just literally it's not based in any kind of logic. I'm sure that there were so many other conditions that led to these children making those mistakes, and we don't like were the drugs tainted. He doesn't say anything about that. We don't know. We don't know how bad was it for these children that they ended up abusing. There's just so much to take in here, but he, of course, just wants to blame it on the fact that they tried marijuana according to their parents, and so therefore he can connect marijuana to opiate addiction.
To begin with, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 times it happened. That he's basically saying, look, my sample size of 10 that I asked, and here's this perfect story that gives me a 100% proof rate.
Leads to harder drugs. This is not a Republican Democrat situation here.
It leads to harder drugs.
This is an American problem. You know that we had 100,000.
You're an American problem.
Do you use harder drugs by chance, Mr. Gundam? We smoke weed every day on here, but I know I don't use those. What substances they call harder drugs? Do you?
No, they're not for me.
Has this gateway been open for you?
No, not for me. No, thank you.
That gateway hasn't been open for me either. So it's really weird how all of these people go up here and they claim that everyone who uses the substance that you and I use start using these other things, and yet we've never used these things.
Yeah, no.
Isn't that funny? How he's speaking for every American, and yet here you and I are, two living proof members of society who just come here and do nothing but smoke cannabis and have not taken that gateway into this realm that he says that it guarantees 10 out of 10 times will lead to.
Is Georgia legal right now?
Oh, God, no. I don't think so. Maybe medically. Maybe medically, if you want to look that up.
Yeah.
Americans died of overdose last year. Mr. Speaker, this is misguided. This is wrong. This is not what we should do.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Hammer him
Gentleman
down.
yields back Gentleman from Oregon Reserve.